Okay, we'll just ignore that now. And great to see everybody here today. I'm flying solo, so I might look a bit distracted because I'm looking at the waiting room and all those sorts of things. Anyway, I hope you're all well. Hi, Dylan, and everyone that's here. Everyone, and has anyone done the show before? I know Sophie has done the show before. Hi, Sophie. I think everyone else have not done the show before, so that's good. Yes, I know you haven't done that. It's all right. I know. I won't hang about. Hi, Mike and Nia. Is that rural kind? Yes, there we are. I'm trying to spot people from Instagram, from their Instagram shops. Okay, well, I'm Sarah. If you've not met before, my name's Sarah James. I run the Craft Festival and Find a Maker. You might know me if you've done some shows or I've pestered you at events and chatted to you about things. And really looking forward to Cardigan. So we'll get on with it. So what I'm going to do is, can you all see that? Is that okay? Can you all see it? Yeah. Cool. Okie dokie. So I'm going to sort of give you a bit of a rundown of the show so you can actually understand the concept of it, all the different things we're doing. And then we'll talk a bit about setting up and things like that. And if I don't cover anything, just ask me questions at the end. You can put them in the chat, but I find it a little challenging doing that, especially when I'm doing a presentation. So if you can hold off your questions to the end or drop your questions down, and then we'll have a chat. We'll have a bit of a back and forth at the end. Is that all right? Okay, lovely. Let's see, click on that. There we go. So as usual, the reason why people love Craft Festival is we're a bit different to other shows, is that we have great makers, got a fabulous venue. I think Cardigan Castle is pretty knockout really as a venue for an event. And we got lots and lots of great content. So loads of stuff's happening. We've got lots of workshops. And other activities, but really it's all about meeting you. It's really about meeting the makers. And just a little side comment really to say that this is the time when you need to be promoting yourself like mad. This is a person, I'm there to get you the people to the door. It's your job to get them to your stand. So you need to do, this is the push now. We're sort of just under 2 weeks away from it now. And this is, so we're flat out on the marketing side of it. I don't think we could be doing any more. We're in lots and lots of publications, lots and lots of places, regionally, nationally, and internationally, and we're we're giving it our all. But it's really important that you also do the same. So we want this to be the best and biggest event in the country, and I mean UK, not just Wales, because Wales is a fabulous country, but we want it to be the best ever. So you have to play your part in that, please. So in the Google Drive, there are various maps. There's a map really of the site for you to see. If you've not been to the castle before, it's not a very big site. It maybe looks a bit massive there on the, thinking, my God, how big is this thing? But actually, if you've been to the show in Bobby Tracy, it's much, much smaller than Bobby Tracy. If you think of the marquee that's on the lawn there, the large one there, that's not as big as one of the 3 marquees we have at Bovey. So it is smaller. That doesn't mean it isn't. We're packing a punch really. We're actually including huge amounts of activity. You'll find your way around really quite quickly. When you come along on your setting up times, your setting up days, and there will be stewards and various people to help you on signage and things like that, so that you won't be going blind. And we'll talk a bit more about setting up later on. I just wanted to give you a little overview of the site, and we will look at that a little bit later as well to show you all the different aspects. I'm going to go through all the different aspects of the show that's going on. And there's absolutely tons. So some of you are involved in it in quite a fundamental way. We've got talks in the house, which is the Castle Greenhouse. There's a Georgian house within the grounds of Cardigan Castle that won some awards for its renovation. The castle was in complete disrepair and falling down up until 1986 or even beyond there. And when the last owner of the castle, Miss Woods, died, she left with no family. So the castle was bought by a trust, and £15 million was spent in renovating it to well, stop it falling down first of all, and then to actually make it into a place where you can actually stay. Now you can actually rent accommodation within the castle grounds, and they use the house mostly really for sort of museum spaces, the kitchen, the dining room, and the drawing room, which we are using for demonstration spaces. And then upstairs, there's workshops and the tower room, which is a large meeting room slash wedding venue slash, whatever we wanted to put in it. And we're using it for the Capital of Craft Symposium. So we've got lots of lovely speakers, and we've got Kate Humble, who's off the telly, and she's coming to open the show on Friday morning, and I'm going to be having a chat with her on the Friday afternoon. We've got the children's craft tent, lots and lots of activities with organisations. We've got the Out of the Woods tent, which is for makers. That's being the orchard, makers that work with the land. We've got 4 makers in there. Lots and lots of demonstrations, about 21 demonstrators, which is incredible amount of demonstrators to have on the show, dotted all around the event, around the perimeter and in various spots. We've got, there's an area called the Pineapple House that was once a pineapple greenhouse. It's no longer there. But a pineapple, to grow a pineapple in Georgian times or later was considered a sign of wealth, really, to show that you had exotic connections, and that you could grow a pineapple. And there's within the area of the Pineapple House, we've got 2 makers. One is a typist, storyteller, found out there, and Nigel from Amplifier Press. And you can go up to found out there and give him 3 words, and he'll write you a story in 5 minutes. So, and then it's like a moving performance. And also Nigel will be printing some of the stories as well, and he's a walkabout printmaker, but I imagine he'd probably be a bit static, to be honest with you, because he's going to be flat out. We've the Heritage Crafts are coming as well as a group, and they'll be demonstrating and talking about that. But as I say, lots and lots of workshops inside the house run by Susie Park there from Make It in Wales. We've got lots of live music. The live music will be outside the Castle Green House in a gazebo. We've got brilliant local acts, unsurprisingly, Wales is jam-packed full of amazing musicians, and we've put together a load of local musicians, predominantly singing in Welsh, and it's a really, really good lineup of people that I've known sort of since school, and some people who are absolutely amazingly talented new performers. So I'm really excited about that. And we've also got theatre groups, walkabout theatre, Hijinks Theatre, which is a group of young people with disabilities that's based in Carmarthen. Absolutely incredible. They're doing theatre productions. And there's also an installation performance piece that's called the Museum of Trees that will be going around the site, talking about people's favourite trees. The Cardigan Castle site is lined with beautiful trees, and the Museum of Trees will be asking people stories about their favourite tree to add to the Museum of Trees, and you can add your story. You can read people's stories and listen to other people's stories about trees. I thought that was a lovely idea. We've commissioned 2 artists to create the entrances to 2 areas of the show. So Michelle Kane is doing the entrance to the actual main event, and she's based in Cardigan. And then Tom Hare, who is an amazing willow sculptor who's based in Clynderwen, just down the road. He's actually more likely to be found at sort of Chelsea Flower Show than Cardigan Castle, but we've been really lucky that he's really pleased to be part of the show. We've got a few things as well happening around town. So we've got a town trail in 6 venues around Cardigan with 6 makers have been specially commissioned by Oriel Myrddin in Carmarthen to respond to the work of Clive Hicks Jenkins. Oriel Myrddin have had a major redevelopment, and they're reopening in the autumn, and they have a retrospective of Clive Hicks Jenkins's work. So we're sort of using Clive Hicks Jenkins as a theme, sort of running through a few of the elements of the show, including the children's craft area. Tom pops up again in an exhibition. We've got an exhibition in Canvas Gallery, which is opposite the castle, and we've got 8 exceptional makers from Wales that work with weave, using it with different materials, textiles and plant materials, including Laura Thomas. I think Laura's on the call here, with and Cleo James, Rosa Harradine, Michelle Matteo, Catherine Gwynn, and see if I can do more, Michelle Kane, and yeah, we're really excited about that exhibition. That's going to run opening on the 5th of September, the night of the setting up day. You're very welcome to come to that. It starts at 6 if you're finished, if you've got the legs for it. And that's running till the 5th of October. We've got a sculpture trail around the castle grounds with Coleg Sir Gar and also with Ceredigion College as well, students from both colleges. We've done a couple of other outreach projects. I assumed you want to know all this. I'm just going to tell you anyway. Youth projects. We've worked with Future Works, which is an organisation that works with young people with out of training, education and employment. And Walden Arts is an amazing print studio in Cardigan, and they did a 6-week project with them with the aim to raise their confidence and to give them a platform and to so we can represent marginalised groups within the show. And they've got an exhibition at the Craft Festival over the weekend in Miss Wood's room, which is in the Castle House. Also, for the first time, we've actually worked within the prison sector as well with prison learners, and in a project with Quest and Novus. Novus is an educational charity that works within the prison sector. And Justina from Addicted to Patterns, who is a Quest scholar, and Jem Roberts, who's a writer, both worked with Park Prison in Bridgend and HMP Berwyn in North Wales on producing work that will be displayed at the castle as well. So that's the first time for us. So I'm very excited we could do that. So it's a bit of a rundown, because you might not even realise we do all those things. I think it's important that you know that we do all these things, and that we also give tickets away to other marginalised groups within the town if they use the food bank, and young people from Future Works will all be invited, and also Ceredigion carers, as well as inviting some very posh people as well. So don't worry about that. So we invite sort of a full range of types of people that we would think would benefit from the show. And I think it's important that the event is accessible to as many people as possible. Right. So setting up. Now, the interesting part about that, well, the one thing I can say is that the setting up works. Because this time when I had this conversation, this time last year, I wasn't sure what it would be like, because the castle is positioned, you come round the Strand, most people will come that way, or you might come over the bridge, but most people will come via the Strand along the one-way system. And as you come round the corner, it goes into quite a steep hill. And you immediately need to come to park on your right-hand side. So you may end up finding that you'll go round again. You might go around the loop one more time. And it's kind of, it's a 2-minute drive around Cardigan if you need to do that. But you've got your times. I'm trying to think which sentence. Yeah, what's important is that you do arrive on time, because even though you've got 45 minutes, it's not from when you arrive, it's from when your start time is. So if you arrive late, you don't get extra time. Okay, so just arrive on time, don't arrive early either. It's a bit annoying, but if it works. If everyone plays their part, the system works really, really well. It's also not a parking slot, so it's literally about parking up, unloading. We have porters to help you. So you can. It's more of an unloading time. We had some confusion from one maker last year who basically thought they could park there and weren't agreeable about being moved. So, well, it's not about parking there for that time. It's really about dropping off. If you take 45 minutes to unpack your vehicle, so be it. But if you're done, please move the vehicle so the next person can come and take your slot. So for example, if we're doing really, really well and we know the schedule is ahead and you do arrive early, we might be able to let you to arrive early, but it does involve everyone playing their part and making sure that we all arrive on time to the slot. Now, when you finished on the Thursday, when you finished, I'm trying to think if there's anything to say on there. So we have, as I said, we'll go on to parking and things yet, but then we have got porters. We've got about 6 porters that will be there to help. So pretty much you'll be able to unload, and someone will help you take your stuff to your stand. Okay, though I would recommend, if you have got trolleys, bring anything you can to help. Or you might want to do it yourself anyway. You might not want to use the porters, but do bring as much kit with you that you have with trolley. We don't have much in the way of trolleys. I've got a trolley that we lend out, but if you have your own, that's even better. And if you are demonstrating, you don't have to, but you do have the opportunity to come and start setting up on the Wednesday afternoon. But that's not but the only difference is that there isn't parking arranged for you on those days. Okay, so it's more of a, hopefully you can find somewhere to park outside. So as I say, setting up is on Wednesday for demos only, and that's from the afternoon onwards. And some people have said they can't do it on the Wednesday anyway, so it's not a problem. But if you can, it'd be a much quieter, it's a less stressful day to do it. I would be to be honest. But it's only for the demonstrators. And if you want to park after that, the only place to park really is in the public car parks, which are chargeable. From Thursday to Sunday, we have 2 options. The main option, the best option, is we've got parking at Stepside Lorry Park, which is off Station Road, which is on the map. So you have to go whole of the way round Cardigan Town again, go over the bridge, turn left at the bridge, and then it's the first left, and you go right to the bottom of that road, off Station Road. It will be marked. It'll say Exhibitor parking, and it's a lorry park. Stepside are agricultural contractor, and they're very kindly letting us use their lorry park for a few tickets to the show. They're incredibly generous. And also the same for the park and ride for the public. So if it should be able to fit everyone in the car park at the lorry park. But if it is full and you want to park for free, the other option is to go and park up at our park and ride, which is at the showground site, which is marked with AA signage. And to get to that, you'd go, instead of turning left at Station Road, you'd carry on up the hill, get to the big roundabout, and take the turning towards Fishguard. And it's marked with AA signage. Though you can't, it's only going to open. The only issue is that it's only open from 9:30, and the last bus up leaves about 5:15. So you'd struggle. But you could leave it there the whole time if you wanted to. If you want to leave it there for the weekend, but it's out on a field, out on the road. It's up to you. But ideally, you'll park in the park and ride, the parking on Station Road. It's about a 5-minute walk back, maybe a minute or 2 more. No, I'd say 5. No, not 5. No more than 5. I park my car on that road quite a lot. It's one of the few places in Cardigan where it's free to park, actually. So a tip there, a local tip. So a couple of things. On the Friday night, we've got the Makers Social. If you're thinking of coming, can you let me know in the drop form that was in the last email? Though I am going to send out an email again. It's just an indication for Box D to know how many people are coming. It's just a casual gathering. Go up and get your own food and drinks, and we'll have just a bit of a social there. And it's very close to the castle. It's a very, very short walk from the castle, along the Strand. Basically, you can go down a different way down Mary Street, but it's really very, very, very close by to the castle. But just to let me know if you're coming along to that. And what I want to also mention is that Cardigan and Ceredigion is a predominantly Welsh-speaking part of Wales. It's over 50%, or at least 50% of people that live in Cardigan speak Welsh. So it would be very polite and wonderful of you. If you could try a few Welsh phrases out uh, on on your customers, it will go down so well. Dylan is on the call here, who's a Welsh speaker. I know that. I know. I'm not sure if anyone else here is Welsh speakers, but just a few. Even a bore da is good morning. Croeso is welcome. I mean, bore da is a good one because everyone's good morning. Locally, you'd say shwmae, which means hi. How you doing? How you doing? So, and pronoun da is good afternoon. I've spelled diolch wrong. I did this too quickly. Diolch is thank you. And if you want to go all in, it's diolch yn fawr, which is thank you very much. Okay. Hwyl is, well, hwyl is a funny word, but it's in various, it means different things in different contexts, but hwyl can mean cheerio as well. Hwyl, hwyl, or if you want to go big, it's hwyl fawr, which is that's a really big goodbye, right? And then good night is no star. But I think if you can go say bore da and say diolch after they've bought something, I think that is be a good start in your journey into speaking a little bit of Welsh because you will hear it all weekend. You'll hear it pretty much throughout the weekend, and the craft festival is much a celebration of the language as is as much a celebration of the craft. So don't be afraid, don't be frightened. It's a very, very, very friendly part of Wales. And the way it was received last year, people were just absolutely cock a hoop about the whole thing. And I think everyone's going to be very, very excited about it. I don't know if there was any. There's not a huge. I mean, you might have some. I'm sure you have questions. So I'm going to stop the share because that's all I have to say about it, really. Because it's really about the setup. The takedown, the breakdown is obviously in reverse. So it usually goes really quickly, much quicker than the setup. Obviously, we've got less time anyway. But the breakdown tends to. The way we look at it is that from the setting up point and the taking down point, those sort of pink spaces that we've allocated there, that's what we've sort of said, we're going to bag those for you and we're going to help you set up. Now, there is parking across the road from the castle on the other side, which has got you can park for an hour. If those are free and you want to cross the road and do your setup at whatever time you wish, you can do that, and also with the breakdown. But we can't guarantee that, and we can't really help you cross the road. You've got to be careful. It is a busy road. Lots of cars come up that road. It's not like the busiest town in the world, but people do come round that road. But you can do that. So if you did want to come earlier and park on or elsewhere, whatever you wanted to do, you can do that. We're not sort of fixing these times for any. The only reason we fix you on these times is because we can then say, I know we'll definitely get you in on those times. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to try and confuse the situation, but I'm just saying, because when we had the show in Cheltenham, people then realised actually after a while that you could actually park other places, especially I think on breakdown, because Sunday will be a lot quieter in the town anyway, because it's Sunday. And you can then find somewhere to park, and from the 5 o'clock you can get going. But if you are not going to do that and you have to follow the schedule. And we try to make it as fast as possible, and it's usually ahead of schedule, but it does rely on everyone sort of playing their bits and being ready at the time that we say. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing for now and then see there is a question in there, I think. Is there someone sent me a chat? Hang on, I'm going to see what is in there. Once parked at the lorry site, can we leave the car there the whole weekend? No, I needed to come in every day, really. Only because if just a few people leave their cars, then we've got to try and park it all up really neatly. And I think they've got it's very complicated. So I prefer you didn't do that, really. That's all right. Sorry to be a bore. Any questions generally? Hi, Laura.
Sorry, being a bit slow, taking myself off mute then.
That's all right.
It's been ages since I've been to Cardigan Castle. Can you
Yeah,
remind me? You've been saying about having like trolleys or whatever. I'm guessing it's all flat coming in from the road.
yeah. It's all hard standing really. There'll be like a path into. You're in the house, aren't you?
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's all pathed. Where you're going, it's all completely. Well, it's not flat as a pancake, but it's pretty.
Okay.
Especially when you get in the castle, it's completely flat. There's a tiny incline, I think, into the castle through the gates, in through the big archway,
Mm,
and
okay.
then it's mostly tarmacked and pathed
Okay.
into the marquee itself. Marquees itself, there will be a bit of a little ramp. Um,
Okay. Yeah. I was just checking whether I'd be, if I do bring my trolley, whether I'd be hiking it up and down little steps, but no.
no, no, I think it's pretty much level. I'm trying to think. There might be a tiny lip going into the house.
That's
Like
okay.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's a step even. I
Yeah.
think it's just like a flagstone that's kind of worn down a bit. You know,
Yeah, that's okay. And then
it's
my other question was just about with me if I am arriving on the Wednesday afternoon.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't remember now, and it may be in the information. What is the window that I've got for arrival, as in like the cut-off point really is what I'm more
Um,
interested in.
well, the Wednesday probably. If you do you want to sort of drop off and do the whole setup, or do you want to just
I
drop
think
off?
yeah, I've got some appointments in the morning, so I will travel to arrive sometime in the afternoon. But I was wondering, like, if I get there at 5, is that too late, you know?
Yeah, I think. Well, technically the site closes at 5,
Yeah,
but I
okay,
think we will still be there, sort of doing stuff. But I
okay.
would I would sort of get there no later than 3. I think really, if you
Yeah,
to give you time
okay.
to sort of, and if you did need to come back then on the following. I mean, are you staying locally then, or are you heading back?
I'd be staying in Milford Haven.
Right. Okay. Still a decent drive, isn't it? But if you wanted to come back on the Thursday and finish off, you could.
Yeah, that's what I will be doing. I think I'll try and drop everything off on the
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that just gives you a little bit of wiggle room then, really. So then you can park over at the lorry park
Mm,
and then just walk in then, rather than we won't have a slot for you on the
yeah.
Thursday. That's
No, that's okay.
okay. So,
And then I might email about this. I was just wondering if you had a photograph of the house, the room that I'm going to be in, because I'm still sort of planning how to kind of place myself with it not having a
which room
shelf.
are you in? Do you know? Can you remember which room you're in?
It's MM14. I think that's the first floor of the castle house
Yeah. So
as we go
it's the
on
ground.
the
It's the
north
ground
road.
floor. It's on the ground floor.
Okay.
Um, I'll have to look myself. Which it's either the kitchen, it's either the dining room or the drawing room. I always get them
Okay.
mixed up. But yeah, I probably have. Yeah, it's pop you an email and I'll send you
I'll
what
do
I've
that.
got.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Have you sent the arrival times out? Yeah, they're all in the Google Drive. They've been there for some time. So if you look in the Google Drive, everything's there for in terms of arrival times, and I think possibly set down times as well. Now I think. Yeah, pack down is on Sunday only. Though we're on Monday, basically everything goes. The marquee's going. The everything. It won't be safe. So if you can take down, you can. Yeah, you have to. It's Sunday night, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. Anything else? Any other questions? It'll be good. That's all I know. It's going to be great. And I think that but I think to be honest, I've looked at the weather forecast. It's not looking amazing, but I don't think that matters. Pretty much the whole thing is undercover, and we're arranging for more cover for the eat. There's an eating area, so we've got some plenty of cover for everyone. But everything's under in houses or marquees, and it's we've managed unbelievable weather at some of the events that we organise. So don't worry about the forecast. I'll worry about the forecast on your behalf. So, but don't worry about it in that sense, because we've got lots of cover. Ticket sales are very good, and I think it's going to be a really, really good weekend. I think we've got something to go on now. I wasn't sure how it would be received last year, but Sophie's on the corner. She did it last year. I think people who visited last year as well. It was quite amazing. Has anyone got any questions? Any more questions at all? No, we're good. So everything is. You've got another question, Justin. Ask if you could ask. That would be lovely. If you come off mute, that would be even better. Is it back down? Back down is Sunday only. Yes, I thought I said that. Yes, it is only Sunday only. Um, as I say, the Google Drive has got everything in that you need. There's a if you haven't told us if you want like an earlier setting up slot or a later one, because we tend to try and guess based on people's travel times, but then some people who live far away actually stay the night before. And so if you've already told us, thank you very much. If you haven't told us, there was a link in the last email, so do let us know. If you need any more wristbands, let us know. And if you are going to eat out in Cardigan, I would book in advance because it's going to be a very busy weekend in the town. So, though your Friday night food should be sorted if you come to Box D, so that's easy. But I would, if you are thinking of eating out in Cardigan that weekend, and Cardigan's busy on a normal basis, but obviously the craft festival will make it a little bit extra busy. So get those bookings in now. Something else. Yeah, I can't think of anything. But if you think of anything, a question that you think, oh, I wish I'd asked that, pop it to me in an email, okay? And I'll try and answer it as best I can. Okay, all right, we good? Yes, fab. Okay, marvelous. I'm I'm massively excited slash nervous about this event. So it's going to be amazing. The expectations are flipping high, I think, because of last year. It was amazing. But we've got a fantastic lineup. So thank you so much for being part of it. We've got more makers, more activity. All the projects we've been doing, we've actually pulled out all the stops. So, and with all the funding, we've had amazing amount of funding from various organisations, Arts Council, Visit Wales, and Ceredigion County Council. So Welsh Government have dug deep for craft. So I'm really proud of that. So well done to everyone and good luck. And I will see you in Abertavy. All right. Hwyl fawr.